My name is Miranda, born in England, educated in the Netherlands, and now living in the countryside of France. About 3 years ago, my world started to turn inside out and upside down. It still is in a way. The change in how I see the world started when I was bored out of my mind and had absolutely nothing to do. With the intent to challenge my brain, I picked up a book and read a specific collection of poems. Yet quite quickly I found myself falling down a very deep rabbit hole. To continue reading and understanding these poems, I had to make a radical decision. Either these poems were telling the truth, or they were just a literary expression of someone's imagination. After a long while, I chose the first, for reasons I will not go into now. Yet for months I struggled with the idea if I was either absolutely mad, or if there really is a God, and I was being confronted with his omnipotence through the words I was reading. These poems have brought me to a completely new perspective on the perception of time, self-identity, and really everything my eyes can and cannot see. And I started to really look around me as if I had new eyes. I was in awe of what my senses were telling me. I saw the sun passing over my head and saw the moon in her different states. And I wondered about these lights, and I asked myself if I knew what they really were. It was the moon that really challenged my thought process, because I could not figure out why her light made the night so cold, and why her light was so blue. How could this be if she was reflecting the sun's light that was so warm and yellow? And I looked at the pictures of Earth taken by NASA. And I wondered about them too, because I was seeing the blue marble each time, but with the same continents being different sizes on every one of them. The more I looked into what the space agency was telling the world, the more I started to doubt the scientific story about the Earth. And at the same time, I was still stumbling about with my belief and faith in God. I've always considered myself as my own compass, even though my needle often points in another direction than what is commonly accepted. Yet I am human too, and I needed confirmation that I was not the only one that had questions about what was presented as reality. On the internet, the first website I found that also questioned the shape of the Earth was by the Wild Heretic. Even though his website is about the concave Earth, I did find confirmation that I was not alone in my silliness. And because God had also made an unusual entrance into my life, I was reading the Bible as well. It was in this book that I found reasons to question the insignificant spinning oblate spheroid in the vacuum of space. So many verses in the Bible pointed me to look at the Earth as a level plane that is stationary and, until Judgment Day, immovable. So for a long time I walked around feeling like a complete lunatic, at least in my own mind. I couldn't find anyone else that thought the way I did, not even the Flat Earth Society. All they seemed to do was make Flat Earth ridiculous, just a subject for having a good laugh. Although Matt Powerland made Flat Earth videos 4 years ago, somehow they never came up on my radar until after I found Mark Sargent, who had made a series of comprehensive videos on YouTube at the beginning of 2015. I watched his Flat Earth clues with my jaw on the floor. I don't agree with everything he says, but a lot of the questions he posed made sense to me. And in retrospect, there was a very good reason Math did not show up in my search results. His first videos were just as loony as I had been feeling for so long. Since the beginning of 2015, I have followed the numerous developments in this Flat Earth movement with great interest. Even though I do not know where the circuit of the Earth begins or ends, and I do not know the shape and substance of the firmament above me, God has brought me to watch this movement unfold. A movement that has made me finally lose my garment of lunacy and help me continue my endless questioning of the earth I live in and the people of it. A movement of bold minds breaking free from the bonds of worldly deceptions into the truth that is God. And I must conclude, the Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation, and my high tower.